Okay, you guys. So today, thank you guys for being back with us today. We've had, that first week was just kind of an introduction, right? We got no code apps out there. This is what you can potentially do with them, just a hard discussion. And then that next week, we had module one, where we went over the app and just looked at, what some of the design was like, the difference between the legacy app and the new app came last week. So last week we saw the new app and what that looks like. So let's see, make sure I'm not on mute in the Zoom, and I'm not. So this week I mentioned, we want to take a deeper dive into the app as far as the design, who you're doing the app for, so we can take those next steps. I will say something exciting. So, as I was working on the apps this past week, I started thinking about, you remember last week I put in the OCC app and all the information. So, as I was working on that, it came to me. And I said, Christelle and I have to build an OCC app. Isn't that exciting? So Christelle and I are going to work towards getting an app built for the OCC, starting immediately as soon as we can get all our schedules together. And that's what you see here on the screen. This is basically a template, and this is just stuff I put in here, but just imagine.
So pretty.
Just imagine the power when Christelle can put all of her information in here, and it can be accessible to all of us. And maybe it's something special, maybe it's not, just all the Academy folks. And this is something we're going to talk about and you got to think about. Maybe it's not the whole Academy folks, maybe it's certain people, right, that are going to be in this. Or, Christelle hadn't shared that with me yet. We haven't talked that far. I'm just throwing out possibilities of what this could be. So I just went and threw some of the courses in here, and I just made some, names: Introduction to Notion AI, Prompt Engineering to Optimize, using Notion as a landing page, setting up Buy Me a Coffee. And Sherry or Bashan, you guys have done many of this type, of presentations or course information for us. So this would be something easily that you could transform into mini courses. Lots of times now people are doing mini courses, those things that are, maybe a 15-minute one idea or a 30-minute session on something. So lots of flexibility here to do some specialty things here with the app. So, of course, these are just some of the different looks you go through. These are the modules that are set up. Of course, you click your module. There's going to be additional information in there on how to buy the particular course. There's the lesson out right there that'll play right into the app. So we've gone through those things. And so the next step is going to be, laying out the data for your app, because we kind of know what it looks like. We kind of know the potential. Oh, let me mention this. So who was in the Glide presentation last Thursday where they talked about the new capabilities of the app? If you were, raise your hand. Yeah, I think all of you guys missed it. Well, I tell you,
I was there and it was amazing.
I was floored because, they showed us the AI capability. They showed us the chat bot capability that, you'll be able to have your chat bot in there. But the thing that really I think I love the most is the ability to have audio that you can record directly into the app for, who your client or your user is. I think that was one of my most favorite parts, where, I'm just here and there's some important facts or considerations I want to give to my clients or students, I can just open up the app and record it and they have it immediately. I thought that was mind blowing. So that's what I love. Did you see something, Christelle, that was your favorite? Not really. You just loved it all.
Sorry. I'm over here getting YouTube links. So I just put the YouTube link in the chat if you all want to follow along. Now I'm just amazed at the possibility of being able to build no-code apps. So when you add AI on top of that, it's almost like more than my brain can handle. But I was just really, really excited to even know that it's a possibility. So yeah, I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. So that is something that is available now and will be coming as soon as we start the building. Now, I know most of us were finishing up everything for our July 1st launch date. And then after that, we'll be able to move into this whole app build and next steps for that. I wanted to show you the about page because we looked at that a little bit last week. But for this one, I just loaded up some of the one-click course creator information. So that would only just, it'll be a click away. I think that might take me, this is Christelle's page. So it'll take, you right out there to Christelle. There's a link there for Clubhouse, telling people how to get to Clubhouse. I put a link in here to Mighty Networks. It takes you right out to your Mighty Networks if you are a part of Mighty Networks. So that's cool. So whoever you're, signed in as, you'll be able to go there directly. Christelle, once again, there's founder information. I just added Sherry's page in here as well, just to show, what the opportunities are with the app. So now I'm going to go over to the Notion page. So as I mentioned, we went through weeks 1 with all the information there. And then now we're at week 2. And for week 2, we're going to talk about designing your app. Now, if you are a part of the My Buy Me a Coffee community, you probably got this alert last night. Now, something additional that subscribers receive that everyone else might have is an additional article. And that's what this article is, basically. This is App Design and the Power of Identifying Your Ideal Customer. So this went out to the subscribers last night, and it just gives some additional information about app design. But we're going to go over some of that today. So one thing, we all know that no-code apps just totally changing everything because people need to adapt faster and quicker. And I think even adding AI with that is going to make them even more needed and wanted by the industry. One thing about apps that are done with Glide, basically, the UX, how the user interface happens, is very smooth. So with a bad app, you can have a bad user interface. So that means when the user signs in, how they sign in, the next step that happens, how the screen looks, how they navigate the tabs, all of those things are important. Now, remember, you do have that flexibility in Glide, but Glide structure, as far as the template, makes a very good user interface for your app. So your users don't have a huge learning curve. You don't have to be worried about them getting so lost. And one thing about it, you can't really mess it up. I mean, if you set it up properly, if you don't have places where people can enter information, you don't have to worry about them destroying the app. Because it's, it is what it is as far as how it's built on the template. So what are some of the apps that are out there and what kind of user experience do they have? So I just have some examples here. of some good apps that have these apps have a gamification kind of quality with it. And you have to think about that too when you're doing your app. So are you going to have a reward system for if they complete a certain course? If they completed a test with a certain grade? And these are some apps here that have the potential for reward. So for like Duolingo, they can earn points for completing lessons. Nike Run Club has gamification. It has challenges and achievements and awards in it. Starbucks Rewards also has gamification. That's with stars, and then they have green and gold levels in there. Khan Academy, their rewards are tied around badges. And of course, we know Khan is kind of like, quote, the example educational institution other than the OCC, right? But they use a point system of badges or energy points. So that's something else when you're thinking about satisfying your customer, making this something that they want to engage in and be a part of. Now, all of us are in Mighty Networks, right? Not all of us, most of us, I think everybody should be though, are in Mighty Networks, and we can see the robust energy in there. We see that we have good moderators, we have good course leaders, and they're engaging the students. So there's a lot of activity in that space. And is that what you want for your app? That's something else to consider. Are you looking for an app that's robust? Or are you looking for something that is a one-to-one communication between you and your student or you and your client? I can see at many times, I would think of maybe a Sherry or Vashawn, and Vashawn talked about me there. She said, you teach with calling people's names. I found that so funny. My teaching style, but I do that all the time. But Sherry or Vashawn, you have your coaching sessions, right? That are one-to-one, and many of you do, where you may not be so concerned about all the activity that's happening in there. You just want something that you can communicate with your individual client with, that you can share information with that individual client to boost their knowledge, to help them reach their goal. So all of that may not be important to you. So that's something to consider as we move forward. What are you thinking for your app? Going down a little bit, so no-code platform. And I'll just like to talk about no-code platforms because, lots of times people think no-code isn't as robust and doesn't offer the same capability. But it does totally. As I mentioned last week, Instagram, was built on a no-code platform. Facebook initially was built on a no-code type of platform. So lots of potential here. So here's just a couple of examples. Eventify, it's an event management app. It was created by Glide. And actually, they're out there doing very well for themselves. And here we have a Glide app. We have Health Track. It's another health and wellness app that's utilized. And remember this, you guys, all of us are here creating an app for coaching and education. But remember, all of us offer a different product. All of us have a different thought process. All of us are going to be targeting different people with different thoughts and ideas. So there is very much a possibility that your app could catch on well, depending on how aggressive you are, what your vision is, and when and how you take it. So lots of potential here for it to be something that could impact. Yesterday was Juneteenth, right? So what if you had an app that celebrated African American holidays or people or something like that? But you know, that's your thing. That's what you coach on. That is your educational piece. But imagine where that could potentially take you. So there is lots of opportunity there within the app building process. Okay, so understanding your target audience, your use case, your personas, and thinking about that all in your app design. So within the Buy Me a Coffee, I have some links there. And I'm going to go to it. And in the link, if you saw this last night, let's see, it's not the link I want. Trying to find my link with your homework. June 20th, it was here. Oh no, that says the 15th. I'm going to go here. That's Christelle. I'm going to close your page. I'm going to open up my Notion page. I'm already in my Notion page. And I got a link in here for our homework. Wait a second, you guys, bear with me. Okay, so we're going to talk about our app development, of course. So we talked about, these are some things. Let me back up a second. So these are some things that you need to consider as we build. And I thought I added the homework link to my Buy Me a Coffee. Do you guys see this link here in what Christelle has at the top of the page? One says template starter and one says persona.
I'm sorry.
Wait, is it on Clubhouse or is it on here on Zoom?
Well,
Wait, where is that? Where am I looking? Sorry.
I thought it was at the link at the top of the page.
Yeah, no, that's why I was asking, because I'm like, I don't see any link for that, but I wasn't sure which link. So this is the first one that I saw, the most recent. But I can certainly grab another one. I just wasn't sure. I couldn't find it.
Okay. Let me look one more time because I gave you guys homework. Don't you want some homework? So you can get everything all ready. Let's see here. Apps. This happened to me last week when I tried to post my information. So I'm just going to, I'm going to put it in my WhatsApp.
Yeah, if you can send it to me, I'll put it up as long as I have it in my phone. But I just went to our message. I thought it was there and I don't see it.
Okay, so this is one. And then now I'm going to send the persona template.
Okay, so you want me to put the templates up above or you want me to put them in the chat?
You can put them in the chat, whichever is easier.
Perfect.
Yeah, they don't have to be up above. Oh, because I wanted us to talk through what your template looks like as far as getting your thoughts together, right, in your head. And then your persona of who your perfect customer is. So we're going to start off with persona. And basically your persona, I think, as I recall, Sherry and Almetha, and maybe Christelle, they were, they kind of already had you guys think about your perfect customer for the course that you were creating. And I think they also asked about sending out surveys and navigating, getting information for that customer. So this particular sheet here is about thinking about an app and thinking about the person that you want to use this app. This is going to be very important to decide, is this app going to be for all of my community or folks that use my courses? Is this going to be for an elite group, a subset of that? Or is this going to be for certain individuals? What do I want this app to be? So think about that. You know, it says name a person, and basically whoever this person is, you know, what their age is, their gender, where they live, what they do, what their income is. Kind of think of that person and try to, visualize them using the app and how they would want to use the app. And of course, you can do a survey. That's what is done most of these times here. I'm XYZ, or, thank you for being my client for the past, 2 years. I'm in the process of developing an app. What, are you interested in an app? What type would you like to be able to chat with me in the app? Would you like to have a community in the app? Would you like to have voice messages in the app? So you can start figuring out, what type of information you need to have in the app. Now, of course, you can build an app, but is it necessarily going to be what the customer wants? And many times, it will be if you're thinking about just offering courses. But when you start going outside of that and doing chats and, having feeds and all that, do they want all that? So that's something else you need to consider. What background does your person have that's going to be using the app? What do you think their goals and motivations are? Now, of course, if I have, you as a coach, Sherry, I kind of know that I want to figure out how to balance my life and how to manage my time. So those two things right there that I said are very good ways for you to understand what needs to be in your app, because you know who your ideal customer is. Personal or professional, that's stressed out, navigating work, navigating family life, and needing a quick resource to kind of help them unwind, regroup, and get direction so they can be successful. Challenges and pain points. What are some of the pain points that person may have? That's something else to consider. So do I need to have them, flashcards in there? Is this an educational app where I'm teaching them how to, I'll just say code because I'm in medical coding. So if I'm teaching them how to code, and that's who my community is, I may want to have some flashcards in there to help them with that. So that's something else to consider. What are some of the pain points? They have difficulty remembering. They have these tests they got to take. They need a mechanism in there to help them get this test done. How can I help that? They have, do they need quizzes as a part of that test? Well, yeah, because they're, going for their certification. Or maybe they're trying to become a certified coach or something, so how can I help them achieve that goal? Do I need to have links to files in here so they can easily access them? Like Auntie Donna, for sure. There may be some content in there that they need easily accessible to them. It could be a website that they need to go to often. So think about those links and things for websites or information that your client or customer may need, whoever's using the app. Behavior in relation to the product. So, do they need to be able to be online, offline? This app pulls from your data as far as on your phone, but there is some functionality when you don't have a connection. So that's something else to think about. Purchasing. Are my clients going to buy anything? That's something else you got to think about. Is it going to be customers that, you're going to be trying to sell a product to? I would kind of like an OCC t-shirt. I don't know, but that name sounds kind of cool to me. So I would buy an OCC t-shirt. So are there a potential here for products that you can have and sell? That's something else to consider. Let's see, decision making and how they buy a product. If it's there and if it's convenient for them, do you think these are the type of people you can sell to? I know Vashawn, her mind's probably going over there, like she thinks very strategically, right? So she definitely would think about that opportunity there for that particular customer. Communication, how do they want to communicate? Email, social media, in-person interaction. There, bam, in-person interaction. That means that, do you need to have the ability in your app to do Zoom? So you and your client can hop on a Zoom call. So that's something else to think about and consider. And then, of course, how you reach them, such as targeting advertising. Now, my first app, I had advertising in that app. How did I have advertising? I had 2 clients, and they were, my first app was about connecting conferences to people. So, conferences are everywhere. You don't always know where they are. You don't know if they're virtual, they're face-to-face. You don't know how much they cost. You don't know how many continuing education credits they're getting. So that was what that app was about. So I was able to get a vendor that was participating in some of these sessions to buy the front homepage of my app. So I sold them that front homepage. So when the customers came on looking for those pages to go for a conference, there was their advertising on that front page. So there's opportunity to advertise in the app. If you are, if your app consists of different people, I can think of like the OCC. Oh my gosh, look at all these different people and what they do in the OCC. We have so many different people that do many different things. Christelle, imagine on your homepage, you could sell that to different people for a week. This, the product, the course, whatever, discounted price or just advertising, they buy it for a week. It's front and center. Everybody sees it. So that's another potential there with the app. And that's something you have to think about and consider. Is that something I can do? Is this something that my community needs? And I'm not saying just your community as in your customer community. I'm talking about your actual community, your zip code. Is this something people in my zip code need? And if they do, who in my zip code would buy this and put their information on the homepage of my app? Think about that. So that's a totally different revenue stream and something else to consider. So now we're going to look at the app template. Oh, are there any questions there? I know it's kind of speeding along. Give me feedback. What are you thinking, Vashawn? I love the interaction. I think Vashawn's on vacation.
Yeah, I'm following along. I'm listening and multitasking too as well. But this is great information, and these are things that I will always have to come back here do the replay on. And so I'm so glad you turned the replays on.
Oh, good. Great stuff. Excellent. Great. So now let's move on to designing your app, as meaning as, we kind of talked about the people, right? What your people may need, consider that. And when you get this Google page, you guys, get it, download it today, because it is going away after today. So remember that if you were in and I know where that page is now, I think, Christelle, I think it's with my subscribers. So get it, download it, keep it, and we'll revisit it for those folks that are really building the app as we move forward. But I wanted everyone to kind of get this in case you were one of those folks stepping forward. So, homepage or about page. What does that page consist of? Well, as I showed you earlier, that is where your user information is. You're going to have information there as far as what your business name is, or you could, make this whatever you want. You're going to maybe have links there to hide, content information, who you are, what you're doing, maybe your mission, maybe your goal. You can even have, your person of the week here, client of the week, showcase people here. You could showcase a product here, whatever, you kind of see in your mind that you want to make this page. So as we're going through this stuff, guys, jot down some notes so you can have this to go back to. Something else is the homepage. So this particular app here has the look of just an about page. And I'll go to this one. Oh, I closed it. But you could have a homepage. A homepage is what you see on many apps. You go there, you'll see the whole feed. Like when you go on Instagram home, that's the homepage, and you see all the feeds there that everything's going on with everyone. So that's a potential there. The homepage versus the about page. Let me show you a homepage. So let's see. Okay, so here on this CDIWise, I have a homepage that kind of looks like this. I think this isn't the one that's actually out there marketed. Oh, yes, it is. So this is the homepage here.
CDIWise, wise tip of the week. Sepsis is a life-threatening organ dysfunction caused by dysregulated host response to infection.
Okay, so that's another chat bot. I have a Miss Wise, and this is Mr. Wise. So I have each, but this is the way the homepage looks instead of an about page. So there's, two opportunities there to make your app look a little different, but be what you want it to be. Okay, so categories. Now, for categories, these are going to be how you label your lessons. So, are you going to have a lesson on AI? Are you going to have lessons on health? Are you going to have lessons on, wellness for adolescents? Are you going to have lessons for let's see, how to monetize Instagram? So that would be maybe Instagram. Maybe you'd have social media as that category. So think about how you're going to label things out. So once you start working with your app, your modules and your lessons fit into a certain category. Then, of course, you're going to have your course title. Now, I know that we have our courses that are going to launch July 1st. That may very well not be the course that's going to go in your app, or maybe your app's going to be a little different. So once you start building, kind of think of it doesn't have to be a solid title that you're keeping forever. Remember that. There's flexibility to change the title. But definitely think about, where you're going with your course, your description, your modules, how many modules you're going to have, how many lessons. If we're using our OCC app, we're good to go, because guess what? We got all of this, so we're ready. We got our videos too. We maybe have some written content that we're going to have. Are you going to have quizzes and assessments? Maybe you already got that as a part of this app. You're going to have assignments and projects. Yes, we had that as a part of, the build for the OCC app. So in theory, you do have a lot, but we got our Mighty Networks, right? That is our main hub for students. So think about how you can use this to enhance that and be an additional revenue stream for you. let's see, certificates, you have that ability. Is that something you want to have? Do you want to be able to review your courses? Now think of the reviews. Now that's something sometimes, I think it's always a learning opportunity. So you have to think about, okay, do you just want star reviews, or you want comments to go along with that? So that's something also to consider as you start building your app. Any reference guides, profiles of the instructors that you have can be a part of it. And of course, your pricing and payment. And I do know that's a piece that, we've all struggled with, trying to figure out pricing. And I do have a prompt out there on AIPRM, and it does give you some idea for pricing, but definitely, look around to your community, look around nationally, and kind of figure out a price point. Okay, so we've gone through those two things. And now we're going to talk about, I wanted to end it up with how to reach, your ideal customer. So as I mentioned, we want to definitely figure out who we want to market to. And this is outside of the community that you already have. So what I did initially is I did that survey that you mentioned, and I went out into some Facebook groups, and I went to those groups that were relevant to the market that I had. And, just spoke to some people. I joined the group and spoke to some people. And that's how I got some initial interest in the app. But of course, you have Clubhouse, and you have lots of interest already walking through all these hallways. So after you got your course built, we're supposed to be having these rooms, kind of talk about what we do and how we do it. And then, introduce that, you have an app where people can get in touch with you on a different level. And I think that's one of the key pieces of having the app, that, it's like a personal communication between you and your customer. And I think that would be a great tool to help you market, getting people to buy into your app. So once again, if you want to sign up for the app, definitely, here's the wait list. You can sign up for the wait list. I don't know if that's at the link at the top, but I know I'm going to put it in the WhatsApp if Christelle can share that. And we've had some signups already. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, Christelle. I might have forgotten. But we've already had some signups for the app build or more interest. So we'll be moving forward with that. And then we'll meet again next Tuesday. And what I would like to do next Tuesday is Christelle and I are going to start meeting, and you're going to watch her build the app out. I think that would be awesome. But we're going to build the app together. We're going to do some planning. And, we don't know how far we'll get next Tuesday, but definitely that is the plan, to start building this OCC app and make that something special for all of us, so we can step into another phase. Does anybody have any questions? Let's see. Piano Man's from the UK. Hello there. Awesome. Do you have any questions, Piano Man? Would you like to come up to the stage? I see you're in the OCC. Mira, you're welcome to come up as well and ask any questions. I don't know if we have anything in the chat in the Zoom. I see Lucia in the Zoom. Hi, Lucia. And Crescenthia is in the Zoom. Hi, Crescenthia. If you
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm just making supper for my family and
Um,
listening to you.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's supposed to do. I'm in trouble, Lucia, because my husband's like, okay, I brought this. When are we going to eat? Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap that up.
Your man.
I know this might not have been a good time after all. But I think I'm going to wrap that up today. This gives you a lot to think about. And remember, take the information from that Google Sheet. If you have not grabbed it, grab it now. Now we'll go back over this once we start the build, but this already lets you start getting this stuff in your mind. So when build times comes, you're ready to go. And we can just jump in here and just start making this, whatever you want to make it. Because it's harder to go back than to start where you want to go. So that's an important piece to remember. Okay, well, we got done really early today. We had 45 minutes. Any other questions, Christelle? I think
Can you send that sheet again?
Oh, I was going to ask. Thank you, Lucia.
Okay, let me put it in the Zoom chat for you guys. And I did that buy me a coffee post last night, and I think I made it private. So that's why
I think that's what happened. I had access to it, so I saw it, and I thought I could go into your public buy me a coffee to get it, and then I couldn't find it. So that's what it was. It was private.
And that
no
makes the
worries.
second time.
It's like that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna do our next follow up, and then we're gonna get all that together. We're gonna get all that together. Good. It's good. These rooms have been great. You've gotten people really excited about building no code apps, and now we're gonna make it so much easier because we're gonna have a template for them. So this is really exciting, and anyone who's creating courses, you really have a lot to look forward to with this.
Absolutely. And I sent Christelle the template yesterday. So I'm like, well, we might as well just get started, Christelle. Might as well.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much. We didn't do a deep dive into changing stuff like we did last time, but I think it was important that we all just start thinking these things and have a good foundation. So when we pull the trigger, we're ready to go, and I can give everyone the attention that they need to make sure the app has everything. And I think I am done, and I guess we'll close the room down, you guys. Hi, Paris. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Hi, Paris. I think you're still on mute, Paris, or you can't talk to us. Hey.
Hey, I was saying hi and how much I missed you. But hey, everybody, I haven't seen you in a while, sure.
I know, Paris. It's been so long. How have you been?
I've been okay, and I've been up late. Like my body clock, I think, is coming back into alignment with the sun, though.
Yeah, you're up late, Paris. I see you moving around in the rooms, but I haven't had the chance to talk to you in a long time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad to see you. Thank you for having this room. I'll catch the replays, I guess.
Okay, good. Are you interested in a no code app, Paris?
Oh, look. Yes. Oh, honey. Woo. That title brought me in, and I heard you said, "Okay, we're about to close." I'm like, no.
Oh gosh, Paris. Well, you and I can chat. I think this would be great for you just to help broaden your brand and, customize and make it what you want to make it. So
Yeah.
lots of opportunity here. It's no code. Basically, it's built off of a template. We're
Okay.
just going to take your thoughts and your courses or content. And it doesn't really have to be courses, you guys. Remember that. This could be other things that you share, motivational messages, however you relate to your clients or your ideal persona. That's what you can have in this app. So lots of flexibility, Paris. So I'd be excited to work with you on it.
Yeah, I'd be excited too. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it. So let me know when. I'll be there. I'll make room. I'll clear everything out and get it done. I'm just excited.
Well, Tuesdays at 6:30, we are in this room in the evenings. And or you can back channel me, Paris. Totally.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. We have Tiffany. She's joined us in the room. Hi, Tiffany. I see Tiffany. She's kind of a newbie. She's in the OCC. Tiffany, would you like to come up and say anything? You can raise your hand if you would. I guess we'll just hang out oh, she would. Great. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? Oh, she didn't come up yet. A minute.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you? Am I saying your name?
Yes, you're saying it perfect. I'm sorry, I'm new to Clubhouse. My friend Christina invited me in, and I don't really know how to turn on the microphone, so I just figured that out.
Great. Well, aren't you so glad you came?
I just noticed it, so I'm going to catch your replay because I don't know if you know Christina Pierce. She does Original You, and I do all her techie stuff. So I was really intrigued by your title, but I have a farm as well, so I was doing chores, and I was like, oh shoot.
Oh, wow. Well, there is the replay, Tiffany, so you'll be able to hear the replay. And I don't think we recorded the very first one, but we did get the module 1 and 2 recorded, I think. So you could go back and listen to those. Basically, we are building no code apps, Tiffany. And that means that you don't have to have all the technical knowledge, which you may have, to build the app like Python and all that. It's going to include courses or content for creators or educators. And right now we're just kind of in pre-launch mode, right? Just showing everybody the opportunity, the flexibility that it can have. You're in the OCC, so I don't know. Can she see the events page, Christelle? I'm not sure how that works.
I think I still need to sign up for Christelle's course. I haven't been able to follow along too well. I've
Okay.
been all over the place. So I have yet to connect with Christelle. Christina's told me a lot about her. So
Absolutely. So that's coming. So once you get that, you'll be able to get on board and follow along. And there is some information in the chat. So if you look in the chat, there's some links there of some things that you can, just start the process with and learn a little bit about. But definitely listen to the replay.
perfect. I will do that. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. I guess we'll take these last minutes here and just chat with everyone. Glad to have you guys here. Hi, Tiana. Am I saying your name right?
You are.
Okay. Good. How are you? Oh yeah. Well, we yeah, yeah. It started 6:30, but you'll have the replay. And basically tonight was kind of design night, Tiana. So this is getting our thoughts in line to actually build the app. Who is the app for? What do you want to achieve? Who is your ideal client for this particular app you're doing? Of course, we know it's courses and content. And content could just be, messages to your folks, whatever you see fit for your clients, basically, is what you have the opportunity to do here. Paris, I didn't mention this to you either. It has the ability to do AI now, and you can do live audio right into the app. So it's lots of flexibility there. And I'm just really excited about it. We're going to be moving forward in building the OCC app. And that'll be a good sample for everyone to look at and see the opportunities of what Christelle's vision is for the app.
Yeah, that's fire, Sharon. Thanks for sharing that with me. I don't know if you had heard me say before, I was trying to make an app called Tender Paws. Because people's pets need love too. But then when you got to the back end of it, it needed a lot of finagling and nitty gritty hooking up. And so this sounds really great, that you can use the AI and probably automate some stuff and not have to be back there finagling with hooking all that like pathways and thought ways up. That defeats the purpose. So I'm excited. Now I got chills on the top of my shoulders now.
Well, tell me, Paris, what is Tender Paws about? What exactly kind of app would that be?
Well, Tender Paws came about when I heard a person scold his cat and get rid of it, like abandon it outside. He initially thought the cat was injured. She was faking because she wanted to spend time with her neighbor, the neighbor's cat.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like it. And I was like, well, we're in control of our pets' lives. And if they want to live a more fulfilled life, then we should be able to facilitate it in a way that's, I guess, more controlled so he could have appreciated it.
Oh.
So I, on the spot, developed Tender Paws so that you can schedule play dates, quote unquote, play date for your pet, because your pets need love too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
the app initially set up, but then in order for it to fully function on the back end, I started you gotta map out every step. And I'm like, this is not, the program advertised itself as being text to app. No, it's not.
Absolutely. Well, and it sounds like, Paris, that I have a template for you that would do what you need it to do. The great thing about, I went through this app training, 2020. So I have all these different templates. Many of them are legacy though, and I have to keep that in mind. So this would be a newer template, but it's almost like my event searching app. And the great thing about Glide is that it has templates. Now you still got to understand relationships. So there is a piece to that, Paris, but it's totally doable. And it's not as complex with Glide as you think it would be. So I can't wait to talk to you. I think we can get some Tender Paws going.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Thank you, Sharon.
Absolutely. So sorry, Tiana. We're glad to have you here. And I think that in the chat, we have some links in there. The links will expire today. So make sure you get the links. It's about who your perfect persona is for your app. It's about thinking about what you want your app to be, who your audience is. Is this for courses? Is this just a one-on-one, coaching app? So just think about those things, and you have some sheets there to kind of help you get in the right mindset. Hey, Nikki, how are you today? Hey, Martin.
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. What are you thinking, Nikki? What are you thinking your app's going to be about? I didn't ask you that, Tiana. Do you have anything in mind? Is it for all of your clients or clients to be, you thinking?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Possibly, because I'm contemplating whether it should be about AI or wellness.
Oh, great. So when you say AI, without telling all your secrets, Nikki, what are you thinking about? If you can't tell us, just say, I cannot tell you.
Well, I'm trying to start an academy,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be good to, be able to I guess use an app on the go if you're not in front of a computer.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
You know, my app, the one that folks are using now, they're using them in hospitals, and I have a lot of nurses that use it. So when they're looking at the chart and they got a question, they don't know where this diagnosis fall, they pull out the app and it'll find it for them, so they know. So it's very convenient just to have that knowledge at your fingertips. Now, Nikki brings up an excellent point. I kind of hit on it when I was talking to Auntie Donna about the references, but can you imagine this powered with AI that you have tailored for your customer, and it's going to be able to answer all of their questions on point right there. Now, of course, we got all these different little chatbot things out there. There's probably that potential too, but guess what? They trust you. They know you, and the content that you cultivate for them, right, it's just going to be a little different in how you cultivate that. So great point, Nikki. I love it. Hey, Martin, what's going on?
Hey, sis.
Are you talked out today? You're sounding pretty quiet. I don't know. Are you talking?
No, it just reminds me of love of my life. Both of y'all are Southern women who sing, sung opera, and love tech. It's just really interesting. I never thought I would ever see that. I was up north all those years and ran into girl nerds, but they were, they had a different persona. It's just like I'm just sitting here listening to how awesome it would be to really get you in front of some groups of girls up north, so they actually like, wow, there's Southern belles that like that, And it's like I was sitting here thinking like, wow, that's so funny. That's all.
Oh gosh, that is funny. When I go, so I had to do an internship in New York. I'm not going to tell y'all what year this is. It was a long time ago when people were really into New Edition and stuff like that. I'll say that. And
Like,
so I went there and people were just totally amazed by my voice. They said, "Oh gosh, you're Southern, da da da. I love your voice, da da da." And some people really shy away from the whole Southern kind of accent, but it's me. I embrace it. I love my accent. Now, I don't like to hear myself talking necessarily from a recording, but I love my accent. It's me. Hey, what can I do? I am what I am.
I just can't get over that. Like I literally up until 2016 when I met my wife, I never met anybody that sung opera from the South.
Oh, really?
That was like a shock. And you said it the other day, I'm like, what? Two people? That's crazy. It totally flipped every assumption I have in my head is like, God, there might be a rocket scientist in Memphis. I need to do some more research. I need to pull up discover untapped in people in Fort Worth, and not that, it's such a typical North thing, but it's just when you spend years in the trenches and you think that you really understand culture or you understand, people, and then you meet somebody that, like, she went to Southern University, and I didn't know. What's weird for me is that Louisiana just was not on my radar. I don't know why, but I have tracked Black people through an algorithm. Have you ever heard of and I don't, you get something out of me that nobody has ever gotten publicly. Have you ever heard of the social media Open Foundation?
The what one?
Social Media Open Foundation.
No.
I'm gonna find it right now. So they have this algorithm that they built years ago that they lease out for $70 a year.
Mm-hmm.
If you have enough accounts, your algorithm, their algorithm, rather, you're running it through your accounts, can really track data and people in a way that Twitter never. It's called the Social Media Research Foundation. I'll put it in the chat. SMR Foundation. They have an algorithm called Node XL. So I'm an old DBase Plus, WordStar 2000. I go back to 84 when I first got into tech. And when I ran across this algorithm, I was like, can I use this on Twitter? They're like, yeah. And I was like, and at that time it was free.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's $70 a year. But
Wow.
it's still really cheap.
Yeah.
And I've been tracking Black people since 2010 in 32 cities.
Mm-hmm.
And so running the algorithm, I never ran it in New Orleans. I don't know why, but I just, wasn't on my radar. And so when I met my wife, I met her on Facebook, and we were in this group called I'm Single Because of the Civil War Between Black Men and Black Women.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hilarious group. And so Prince had did a thing at Essence that he wanted to train kids on how to code.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was part of that.
I did.
And so
Prince is like my fave, okay?
oh my God. I was really fortunate to be at one of his last concerts, and then at
Yes, me too. Here in Charlotte. Wow.
So, I'm telling you that's my hero. But the big thing for me was that my wife in this group, she was saying we were staying at Tulane College. She's like, let's meet for Bengay and coffee. And I was like, chick, we don't meet for Bengay and coffee. Like, I'm a mentor to these kids. I can't be doing that down here. And so I went back to Atlanta or Houston I was living at the time. And then we a year later, she did this great project called 28 Days of Happiness for Women in February. And I supported her throughout that. And that's how we got together. But as we started talking, I was like, wait, you sung opera in Louisiana? Like, what? And so I had no clue. I was completely clueless to the classical, ecosystem in the South.
Uh-huh.
And I just knew, Symphony Hall, Newark, and then Lincoln Center. I knew all the stuff up north, but I had no idea about the societies and, just the whole thing. And when I heard you speak, I really want you, I think I said it to you, I want you to meet this young lady. She's oh, no, I didn't say it to you. I ran into an AI VR expert who's an opera singer right now.
Wow.
She's 26 years old. So I would love for you, this AI expert, VR expert. She goes around the world singing opera.
Oh,
she's been
wow.
on NBC. She did a concert on NBC. She's on this app. But then my best friend, his daughter is 17. She's going to Rutgers on an opera scholarship.
Wow.
So, but before 2016, I didn't know nothing about opera.
Oh,
So
man.
the fact that you sing opera and you talk about acts and talk about coding, it's like it's blowing my mind.
Oh my gosh. Well, I fell into opera because and I'll sing a little bit. Mi pisiki, mi tutti, mi puji, mi masagi. But I fell into opera because I needed a scholarship. And that was going to win me my scholarship. And I won my scholarship. So that's how I got into opera. Auntie Donna, hello.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, just a little snippet. How are you? I see you came over back on this side. Do you have any comments or questions?
I love it. Absolutely love it. First of all, your voice is gorgeous.
Thank you.
So, and I'm like, Martin, wow, I'm trying to think, did I know anybody from the South who was an opera singer? I'm not sure I did. But it's beautiful.
You knew Naima.
Yes, I love this class. I was telling Christelle earlier that I love the whole concept of this of the club because you guys are definitely giving out value. No one shirks away from it. It's not one of those communities where people are kind of hoarding information. And I like that because the truth about AI sharing is you can hoard all you want, but what we know this week won't even matter in 3 months.
Absolutely. You are so right. Things are moving.
They are moving and they're strength in numbers. So I absolutely love that. And Martin, you weren't here, but I had a chance to bring my 10-year-old niece, Ruby Tess, and she was my prompt engineer. And I just took her home, and you should have seen the look on her face as she told her dad, who owns a multi-million-dollar business himself and who's a tax attorney, Daddy, guess what I did? I was engineering for Auntie Donna.
I love it. That is so awesome. That's what everybody needs to be doing.
Absolutely. Love it.
Good. I'm glad you're having some value. Let's see.
I want to tell Martin that Leontine Price
Yeah.
was from Mississippi, so she was an opera singer from Mississippi.
My wife just told me there's a lot of black women that sing opera. I was like, well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How cool is that your wife sings opera? I don't think I've ever met a person that like was associated with somebody who actually sang opera. So that's cool.
That's what I'm saying about Derek. I'm like, yeah. That's why I was like, let's review that.
Oh, wait a minute, start sharing your opera.
She went to school on a scholarship.
You didn't hear me sing that little piece just now, Vashon?
I did. I promise. I thought I was listening. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear it.
It's my favorite part. Me to see.
Oh my gosh. So now I'm getting ready to call you and just be like, thank you.
No.
Wow.
Sing to me.
Exactly.
I say that. To me, I'm all like got it right up.
No, I don't do it very much anymore. But it used to be my thing. Who?
Paris.
Oh, really?
She said it was lovely sharing a late aunt sung opera too. This is the thing. I mean, my wife's made it seem like you should just know that black. I'm like, come on, what's the like this? It's just rare. So for me, it's rare. It may not be rare as much as I think it is, but I just think there needs to be a website that says, Black Lady Teen Opera too.
Oh gosh. Wow. Well, just the powerful voice that we all have. It really can carry opera. And of course, anybody can. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying that, like what you're kind of saying, Martin, you would think not, but the vocal ability and the power of those voices is unmatchable. Yeah, I love Leontine Price. Loved. Hi, Mo. How are you?
And if you watch her, she has a beautiful voice, but her staff, it's just amazing. But Sharon, your husband is going to be very mad at you because you said you was going to cook dinner for him at 7 or whatever, and it's 7:42.
I know, 7:30. Hopefully, my daughter, who is somewhat of a chef.
Keep talking like my life. She puts on the sun of the ways and says, like, okay. They know how to do that. Voice people know how to do that really
Oh
well.
gosh, they're funny. Well, I want to ask Mo what's going on with her and her app, what she's thinking. And then we'll close the room because you're right, Vashawn. I need to be tended to my duties.
Hi, how are you guys? Sharon, I just came up earlier just because I wanted to say yes, sing it again so that Sean could hear.
It's funny.
Darren, you might need to think about an app that helps opera lovers here, opera singers. Hey, you can join our app and hear an opera singer for only $10 per 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, and I don't
No,
think
you guys, I feel like we've been on Zoom and in the WhatsApp app. So I've been communicating with Zoom and WhatsApp, and it is so funny. And I'm laughing out loud because I'm trying to listen to you sing, and I'm trying to post in the WhatsApp, and I'm laughing at Kifa. I'm like, which one of these is gonna end? I love it.
what did Keith
Oh.
say? Oh, that is so
Oh,
funny.
we're I can't help it. I'm sorry, I probably interrupted, but I'm trying to like keep up, and it's just the funniest evening. So, but I wanted to hear you sing again before you got off.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Nel cor più non mi sento. And I'll just sing that little piece.
Oh gosh, I was wanting the whole song. I guess I'm late to the party. Tardy to the party. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I love opera. Yeah, I just I put a little piece of my daughter singing in the WhatsApp app. That's why when you guys mentioned it, I'm like, wait, what a second. Who's talking about opera?
So your daughter sings opera, Sherry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that is awesome. Love, love, love.
Yeah, so the WhatsApp is like blowing up with a bunch of stuff. So I was just back and forth, and I'm like, wait, I'm hearing bits and pieces and I'm not catching it all, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm gonna have to listen to her sing her song.
Ah,
Y'all inspired to say you there thinking I stuck in there.
Oh my God. Okay, this has turned into no code opera.
Now that's a real title, and that. Oh my God, you can do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. Well, I gotta go. I mean, I can leave the room open and you guys can just chat away if you want to.
I'm good. I'm out. Love y'all. Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining. See you next Tuesday. I think everybody in here is in the OCC. Let me look down here. I think so. Yeah. So see you guys in the OCC chat. Have a good night. Oh gosh, here I go. Vashawn in the room. I don't.
Look, I do it every single time. I gotta come back in, but in the room.
Thanks.
I love how we can have fun like this. This is like the best.
I know.
This is so funny to me.
It's great. Just, getting personal. I love it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You guys have a good night.
Oh, we're hanging up here too? Okay. All right. I guess I gotta hang up then.
Bye, Sherry.
Good night. Good night. Mhm.